Chuck's Big Adventure is taking us on a cultural journey in the South Carolina Lowcountry.
We've learned that Charleston is a city full of history. And Chuck, you spent some time learning more about the Gullah Geechee culture.
Right, and you cannot visit Charleston and not feel the effect of it, Julia. The Gullah Geechee are descendants of enslaved people from West and Central Africa who for years have settled in the Lowcountry. And the influence of their culture is all around, from art to food, and we spent a day with a great guide who took us through all of it. It's impossible to visit Charleston and not be surrounded by the West African Gullah culture.
And this here is known as bulrush.
But it does help having someone show you where to look.
This here is so needed for our industry of sweetgrass basket making. If we don't have this raw material, Chuck, we can't make the work.
When West African enslaved people were brought to South Carolina, the tradition of basket making came with them. Corey Alston is a fifth-generation basket maker and our guide to the Lowcountry's Gullah heritage.
So we're here in a slave quarter, and one of the things that Boone Hall has done is allow basket makers to still run their businesses here in the plantation. Miss Delphine is the artisan here today, and what she has is a large variety of different designs that we're keeping alive traditionally, and also some patterns that what we call more contemporary.
Sweetgrass baskets were just the beginning of our day with Corey.
So we have homemade biscuits here, we have some sauteed shrimp.
He also took us to breakfast.
We have baked macaroni, we have crab rice.
And lunch.
Pork shoulder, pork ribs.
And dinner.
So today we're gonna go through the whole thing, and I'm gonna make sure we taste everything. These foods are staples of the Gullah community.
The dark past of places like Chalmers Street is also part of Corey's tour.
The Old Slave Mart Museum is one of the structures that is still here with the word slave and with the title. At one time, Chalmers was known to have over 40 auction houses at one time, running in sequence of selling enslaved Africans. So this street has history that we can never erase from it.
The pain and the beauty, the history and the artistry.
Let's dig in, man. Let's get some of this.
All right. A day with Corey is a day you'll never forget, and a culture you can't help but embrace.
You're coming to the city because of the heritage, the cultures that still kept alive. You're not coming for a t-shirt or a keychain.
He is my man.
Yeah.
I've never eaten as much in my life, but had such a wonderful time. And a special thanks to Corey for a great day. Here's one of the baskets, by the way, that Miss Delphine made. Takes about 4 to 8 hours, depending on the intricacy of this, and she made it completely by hand. My grandmother had several of these, and they're still around today. These things last forever. Well, we're wrapping things up tomorrow with some sweet tea. Ooh. I will take you to the Charleston Tea Garden for a sip of history and the grand fashion finale. Come along as I get transformed into a true modern Southern gentleman. And more coming up at WTHR.com/Chuck's Big Adventure.
This is the one that I've been looking forward to the most. One, because you promised food, but also I used to watch a show, Nickelodeon, in the late 90s, Gullah Island.
Absolutely.
That would dive into a lot of
my kids all watch that too.
So I've been looking forward to it since then.
Well, if you were going to ask what was my favorite dish out of all the Gullah foods, it was clearly and it was all great.
Yeah.
Rodney Scott's barbecue. He won a James Beard Award as a barbecue restaurateur. The ribs were incredible. Best I've ever had.
That is great.